So my name is Joshua and I'm the co-founder of Projek Hikayat as well as the manager of the talents in our company. I actually have a background in media research. So what that means is that, things like advertising campaign, for example, right? What is the effects on the audiences, how audiences perceive certain types of media and things like that. So in regards to, how my degree applies to how my experience applies to the company, I think it's helped us a lot in terms of content creation wise, especially because when you're doing all these videos or trying new ideas and things like that, it's very helpful to be able to understand how audiences interpret certain features or certain characteristics and things like that. Projek Hikayat was actually started as a result of the VTuber boom that happened in late 2019 to 2020. So when that happened, a lot of people were consuming VTuber content and a lot of VTubers were coming out daily. And what we realized was that a lot of these VTubers were based on what we call Western normative ideas of, for example, zombies or vampires or ghosts and things like that. And so what we found was a bit lacking was on the Southeast Asian side of things, and much certainly I think other non-Western ideas of what these creatures can be and what VTubers can be based off. That was a bit lacking, which is why actually our agency is called Projek Hikayat. So the whole point of Projek Hikayat is to be able to empower our talents to be able to tell their story, meaning the cultures, the story of their cultures, the folk tales of their cultures and things like that. So our target audience is really the younger people when we talk about people who consume this type of content. So teenagers to young adults, probably early 20s. So I think one key lesson that we have learned from all of this is that you need to really remember the reason why you started your company, for example. I think certainly this applies to any endeavor that you start, but when you're starting a startup or you're trying to be an entrepreneur, you really need to keep in mind the reason why you started all of this, the passion behind it. Very, very usually, because you are starting up a business, you encounter many issues, you encounter many exciting new things as well, opportunities. Sometimes you forget why you started this whole thing in the first place. And then when you start forgetting why you did all this in the first place, it really becomes a bit meaningless, to be honest. Yeah, not only are you burnt out, you just feel like I don't really want to do this anymore. This was a waste of time. Maybe I made a mistake. I shouldn't have invested money, all these kind of things. So not to be sound sort of like a motivational speaker or some cheesy quote, but I think really keeping true to your ideals and remembering why you started all of this, at the core of it, you have to keep that centered around you to keep yourself grounded and make sure that you don't lose track even as your company progresses and grows.